One of the most common challenge that a lot of crypto traders face is the token to trade. If I come to platform like CoinMarketCap, down here, okay, you'll see where it says cryptos. On CoinMarketCap, this is the list of crypto they currently have, about 29.7 million of them. So if I click on that, you'll see right here that the total number of crypto tracked that CoinMarketCap is tracking right now is about 29.7 million of these tokens. 3 years ago, it was less than a million, but today is about 29 million. And that is because every day there are thousands of these tokens that are created into the market. Some are fake, some are real, some have been verified, some are unverified, right? But because everybody that comes into this space want to make money, where the hype is, that's where, in fact, a lot of you who come into this space, it is the hype that brought you here. Either the hype about Dogecoin, the hype about Shiba Inu, the hype about, WikiCat, a lot of them, that has brought you here. But as you begin to grow in this space, you now begin to narrow everything down, and it becomes confusing, most especially when you are a day trader, or even if you're a scalper, you just want to take your own, part of the national cake and then leave. It get confusing, right? It get confusing with hundreds of exchanges around and all of that. But here's the thing: I'm going to guide you in this video step by step on how to know the tokens to trade, and we'll be doing top-down analysis on any token that we are going to choose. All right. So the first thing I want to do, just to show you these statistics, okay, there are about 29, approximately 30 millions of these tokens out there. And then you can see that in the last 24 hours right here, about 62,000 or approximately 63,000 of these tokens have been created. The last 7 days, about 338,000. And then the last 30 days, about a million plus, 1.5 million of these tokens have been created. You can see all of these data from CoinMarketCap. By the way, if you don't know what CoinMarketCap is all about, you need to know and how to navigate around this, using this platform, right? So, yeah, every of these tokens. And then if I go back to the home page, a lot of them, right? A lot of them, if I want to know the tokens that are doing very well right now, you see right here, these are the list of the tokens that are listed, and they are ranked according to their performance. They are ranked according to the amount of money that each of these token is holding. Because right here, it tells you that the market cap for the whole crypto market right now is about 3.1 trillion, right? 3.1 trillion. And out of this 3.1 trillion, it has been shared among these 29 or 30 million tokens that are currently in the market, right? This 3 trillion you're seeing, $3 trillion or 3.1 trillion has been shared among these tokens. Now, all of these ones that are ranked here are ranked according to the amount of share of this 3 trillion that they are holding, right? So Bitcoin is ranking first. This one is, you can see there's no number attached to the coin market cap 20 index. Okay, there's no number attached here. That is because it starts from here. Coin market cap is just promoting this token. This token it was recently created, and you can see it went as high as $200 plus, and this is what is currently trading. So CoinMarketCap is the one promoting this one. That's why it's ranking, and then there's no number attached to it. So the number starts from Bitcoin, and that is because Bitcoin is holding the highest share of that 3 trillion, right? Market cap of Bitcoin, this is what you see right here, okay, currently, and the traded volume for the past 24 hours, you see that right there. So out of that 3 trillion, right? Bitcoin alone is holding about 1 trillion. And then the remaining ones are shared among the other altcoins that you see in the market. With this ranking according to your market cap, if I want to know the tokens that are doing very well right now, either the tokens that have dumped very well or the tokens that are, up by a higher percentage, I'll go to the option that says gainers. Here where it says gainers, click on it. And what CoinMarketCap will do for you right there is to sort out all the tokens that have been up by a certain amount. Okay. And this particular token right here is already up by 2000% plus. This is for the Dogo token. It's already up by 2000% plus. And this token will not be listed on all exchanges. How do I know? If I click on it, to know the exchanges where these tokens are traded on, you come down here to where it says Dogo Market. You see that it's only available on PancakeSwap, right? It's only available, so you can only buy this with WBNB or WrapBNB and sell it, back to WrapBNB using PancakeSwap, right? So with that established, if we go back again to the home page, we go to gainers again. So for these ones, you can just ignore them, right? You can just ignore all of these ones. But if you want to know the token that is doing well on the exchange you are trading, that is when you now go back to that particular exchange. For instance, I'm trading with ST Exchange. By the way, ST Exchange is currently giving out a lot of offers. You can get up to $3,220 off for free. And this offer is still valid, right? By just signing up and then making a deposit of a minimum of $50 and trading on the platform, you qualify to get up to this amount that the ST Exchange is given, right? So if I come to ST Exchange, the first thing I want to do is to go to the market tab. And once I click on the market tab, it brings me here. So at the top here, you see new coins, top gainers, and top losers. So if I scroll down here, because I trade futures, I trade perpetual contract, I want to make sure that I'm on the USDTM futures. If you are trading, using the tokens, you can go to coin and futures. And then once I'm here, what I need to do, you see where it says change. You go ahead and click on it. By default, it will be showing you BTC ranking, according to the market size. But once you click on it, right, it gives you the top gainers right here. If I go up here, you see that part of the top gainers right here. Okay, this is on spot, both spot and futures. That's what it shows you here. But right here, because I am on the futures tab, it gives me the top gainer. And then this particular token right here, CLO USDT, is the one that is up, ranking with about 30% right here. Okay, this token is about 30% up, and you can see the 24 hours high and low. In the past 24 hours, it has gone up by 81 at $0.816, and then in the past 24 hours too, the lowest it has gone to is about 0.58, which means if you have seen this earlier, you would have bought and you would have made some profit. So it's up already by 30%. So, and there are other tokens too. You can scroll down here and see a lot of tokens right here, right? You can scroll down here. So what I normally do is I come in here to look for tokens that are, if I can go to the next page of that top gainers, go to the third page or even the fourth page. And what I want to see are tokens that are just waking up by a certain percentage, 1%, 2%, 3%. And once I see tokens, even the ones that have done, 30, 100%, there's a probability that it can continue to go up, right? Taking the CLO, for instance. So all I just need to do is to go to TradingView and start analyzing that token, which I already opened up right here. Okay. This particular token has been doing very well. Let me just take out everything here so that I show you, what you need to see. This particular token has been doing very well for the past few days, right? Currently, I'm on the daily time frame, as you can see right here, right? That's the time frame I want to go to first. And in most cases, I go to as high as the weekly time frame, depending on how much data that you can get from that token, right? But right now, because this token is just listed like few days ago, we just need to stick to the daily time frame, all right? And once we stick to the daily time frame, all I need to do, right? You can see when this token started pumping like a week ago. This is when the token started pumping. You can see right here. So what I want to do once I come in here, all right? It's not even here it started pumping. That started pumping like a month ago. Yeah, it started pumping in December. You can see those activities there. So what I want to do right here, basic technical analysis you go to your higher time frame. In this case, I'm using the daily time frame. And then I want to spot out my levels right here. So first, I want to establish that there is a support around this area. Okay, there's a strong support around this area, which is where this token bounced up from, right? And then we came back there and bounced again, right? We came back there and bounced again. So right here, I want to assume that I saw this token when it has already started moving up here, right? So let's assume we started seeing this token when it started moving up here. And what we want to do, right? Let me take this up here so that you can see very well and bring it out. All right. So let's assume that after coming to test this level, right? Market started bouncing away on the daily time frame. You can see that we spring up there and then sold back immediately. I want to just see what this token is going to do here on the daily time frame, because this is the high that brought us here, though we didn't close above that high there, right? So we're going to highlight that area. This is the recent high we created that brought us to this low right here, right? So this high is the one that brought us there. So we want to close above that to break a structure, right? Before we start looking for a trade to the up direction, to the opposite direction. So if I go ahead and, play this back, yep. So this particular token right here is the one, this particular candle is the one that broke above that level, right? So when this candle broke above that level, that is where we want to start looking for a long trade. So because we have closed above this, our entering for this particular trade will be just above that level, right? So we'll look for when the token will come down to that level, and we'll start looking for a buy trade from there, right? You can put your stop loss just beneath the next candle there, and you look for a 1 to 3, a 1 to 3, which the next candle would have given you, right? And then the market continued to go up, right? Now, in a case where you came in when this market has already pumped this way, now, when you do this, you can use this for both spot trading and futures as well, right? When you do this, you don't, I advise that you don't close your trade very early, because if you do, you'll be the one missing out. You see, we look for a 1 to 3 here, and it actually hit our TP and it continued to move up. But in a case where the market continues to pump, because definitely this high is what we are targeting, and this high here is going to serve as a resistance, right? Definitely this high here is going to serve as a resistance. So we need to equally take note of that. Let me use my horizontal line to map that area. So this area is going to serve as a resistance as the market continues to go, right? And then we'll be waiting for a pullback and continue that journey to the upside. So if we continue to monitor this, you see, we came to that level, and what happened? Market rejected because this area now is serving as a resistance, and then we continue to push up. Then the next day we had a red candle. So in this case, what we are waiting for is a pullback to a certain level. In this case, I'm going to use my Fibonacci tool, right? So if you come to the drawing tools right here, you see this option here, the first one that says gain and Fibonacci tools. You click on it, and the first one is the one you want to select. So go ahead and select your Fibonacci tool. And once you pick up that tool, you want to take it from this lowest point, right? Remember this lower area I mapped out, right? So we want to take it from that high there, and then from this lowest point here, because we are looking for a buy, we want this market to retrace to our golden level, and then we'll start buying to the upside. So we're looking for a buy. I'll take this from here, and then I'll take it to this highest point right there where the market started selling off. So put it there, okay? And this is my default Fibonacci tool that I've set up. This is my custom Fibonacci tool that I've set up, and this is what I'm looking for. So I want to start buying when this market gets to this level, all right? The 0.56 level, the 0.681 level, the 0.618 rather, and then the 0.65 level. These are all my entry points on the chart. All right. So those are all my entry points on the chart. And that's why I want to be looking for buy. So what I would just do, I would just ignore the 0.5 and then add my Fibonacci, my entry point around this area. I'm targeting that high there, right? And my stop loss will just be beneath this previous low, okay? Or you can just put whatever. Now, in this case, my stop loss is going to be about 16% plus. So definitely I'm not going to be using 10x leverage on this. So I'll use either 3x leverage, or even 2x, right? Or even 2x, because this token would actually do very well, because if you come here and go up, that's about 62%. And with a 2x leverage, you're looking at about 120 something percent. With a 3x leverage, you're looking at about 180 to 200% move from here to that upside, right? This will give us about approximately a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. So what you want to do is to wait for this market to come down to that level. And you see, the next day we tapped that level, and voila, the third day our entry just triggered, and the next day it was full TP, right? The next day it was full TP, as you can see right here. Very clear and neat trade, right? The next day it was full TP, as you can see right there. Now, in case this Fibonacci tree is confusing you, if I go back and change this to the standard Fibonacci levels that you already know, okay? Now, let me change the color to black so you can see clearly, because this will not be visible, okay? Now, when you plot your Fibonacci tool, these are the numbers you see. All right, you see all of these lines. But what you want to pay attention to is, because I'm doing this on a higher time frame, I always want to pay attention to the golden level. And that golden level for me is that 0.618 level, even down to the 0.786 level. Those are the levels I'm looking at entering a trade, right? Those are the levels I'm looking at entering a trade. But if you want to use my custom indicator, my custom Fibonacci tool, which is this one right here, and I go ahead and change the color to black so that you can see, I'll just go ahead and click on it, go to the setting icon. All you just need to do is to take a screenshot. This is a setup that I used right here, right? This is a setup that I use, and I just look for entrance around the 0.618 level. And that is exactly what played out here, right? Remember, we took a trade by saying, oh, if we close above the previous high here that brought us this low, we are taking a trade, and that gave us a very nice 1 to 3 to reward rate, 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio, and it continued to go up. Now that we've come near to use this area as a support, as a resistance rather, right? The pullback is what we are waiting for, because this market has pumped. The next pullback is respecting this golden level. That is why it is called golden level on the Fibonacci 2, right? So it came back there and then it bounced back up. And this market will continue to go because it has been doing very well on the exchange and all of that. And even if you go to CoinMarketCap, you see that this is part of the token that have been doing very well. So if you continue to monitor this, the reason why I say you should not close your trade immediately even when it hits your full TP. In this case, when this market start moving up, I'll just close half of my trade, move my stop loss slightly above entering, and then leave the TP open, because anything can happen. But let's just monitor and see what this trade later did, right? You see that the next day it continued to go up. Now we've broken above this resistance level right here. Okay, so we broke above this resistance, as you can see on the daily time frame, right? The higher the time frame, the stronger the opportunity you get to enter that trade. So now that we've broke above this resistance, right, the next thing we need to do is to be looking for a long trade from this up here. All right, we'll be looking for a long trade from here to the upside, so we can continue to target. And this my Fibonacci to actually have areas you can continue to target on the chart, right? So we have the minus 0.618 going to the minus 0.88, and it goes on. So these are all levels you can target as the market continues to go. Now that we've broken above that resistance, let's see how far this market will continue to go from here. All right, so we are looking for a trade just above that level, and we just need to see how that plays out. Okay, we actually continue to go. We didn't come to retest that level, right? We'll continue to go up, and if you go lower to maybe like the 4 hours time frame or the 1 hour time frame, you would have gotten a nice opportunity here to continue to go follow that trend to the upside. So we just continue to play, and you see that if we have closed this previous trade here, we would have missed all this move. But if we have closed half and then move our stop loss above entering, then all of this move up there would have still given us money. Even if you have entered this trade with $10 or $100, that would have mean a lot, right? That would have mean a lot. So if I bring this up to this level, you would have been up by 167% with a 3x leverage. That is about 400 or 500%, right? 400 to 500% already on your $100 or your $10 or your $20, just patiently waiting for that trade to play out. That's what is currently happening in the market, right? Tokens will just wake up from nowhere. They are on the gainers list, and they will be there for like a day, a week plus, and before you know it, they start dumping. It happens with Light, it happens with River. This same analysis that I'm showing you right here is the same analysis I've been using on all of those tokens. Now, I'm not saying wait for the tokens to do forever. You can just focus on scalping, and once you scalp from that one, you go to another one. But the more you continue to trade a token, the more you get used to it, and then the more easy it is for you to start making money from that particular token, right? So you can see that the token continued to go up. Let's just see it to the end, and voila. After that, the next day we failed to close above this token right here. We failed to close above the previous candle. Definitely market will pull back. So you see that even as at the time of making this video, that this token is still going up. But here is the thing you want to pay attention to. After we had this impulsive move to the upside, the next day, the candle, this particular day, the candle refused to close above this previous. We just went up and then closed below that. So definitely there will be a pullback, right? And that pullback will lead us to a new high. So if you want to follow this, remember this is we've pushed up from here down here, and I will got this from the golden level and going up. Now going further, if this token will continue to go up, it may not necessarily pull back to the golden level, which brings us now to the most important levels on the Fibonacci tool, right? So if I take it again from here and I bring it up here, right, to that high there, so you can see after coming to that high, the next numbers or the next levels, let me take this previous one out so that you see clearly. The next levels you want to be looking at on the Fibonacci tool. By the way, this is what the default Fibonacci tool looks like. So if I go and I apply default drawing here, this is what the default Fibonacci tool looks like. But irrespective of what it looks like, I don't normally like using the background, but here is it. The numbers you want to pay attention to on the Fibonacci tool, all right? The numbers you want to pay attention to are the 0.382 level, right? Let me bring my drawing tool right here so that you'll be able to see clearly. So these are the numbers you want to pay attention to. For pullbacks, you want to pay attention to the 0.382 level, the 0.5% level, all right? Is it that 0.382 level or 38.2%? The 0.5% level or the 50% level. That's the market has pulled back by 50%. That's what it simply means. And then the 0.618 level or the 61.8% level. And then the 0.786 level or the 78.6% level. These are the most important numbers on the Fibonacci tool that you must always pay attention to. And you can see that this pullback, though we went slightly below the 382 level, but we didn't get to that 50% level. But right here, if you go to a lower time frame, let's say we go to like the 1 hour time frame on that 382 level, you can see right here, right, that this pullback came down. It didn't go below, it went below the 382 level, but it didn't go up to that 50% level. But right here, when market started, having a push top, remember we came created a low somewhere here. So we came created this low here. This is on my 1 hour time frame, and then we created another low that is higher than this previous one. This is enough sign for you to say, oh, I'm going to take a trade once we break this structure right here. So once we break that structure, I'm going to take a trade, and this would have given you another nice risk to reward ratio. So if we bring that down here, just using this break or structure here, you would have entered another trade from here, right? Okay. Even at the open of the next candle, you would have entered a trade, and then your stop loss beneath this previous low here, right? Or just beneath this previous low right here. And you are targeting a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, or even a 1 to 2, right? Because since we have this, wouldn't have given us a 1 to 3, except you are putting your stop loss just beneath this low right here. All right, except you put your stop loss just beneath that low right there. If you do that, you would have gotten a 1 to 3, but we just equally need to pay attention to this level on the 15 minutes time frame, because there is equally a resistance right there where we rejected from. So if we break out of this level, we'll continue to look for a trade. But right here, there should be a possibility of this market coming down here. And if I take my Fibonacci 2 out of the trade, out of this particular trade right here, okay, so since we started moving up, since we broke this structure here, though there's a fair value gap here that we've not filled, you can see there's a fair value gap here that has not been mitigated yet, and then we started moving up, right? We can, let's see on the 15 minutes, it would tell us if we have not. All right, yeah, there's a fair value gap there which we have not mitigated on the 1 hour time frame, which means that market could actually come clear that level before it start going up, right? This is basically how you do some analysis. First, you go to the exchange you are trading with, pick a token among the top gainers list, and then come back to your trading view, do your analysis, and use your Fibonacci tool to start supporting the retracement on those tokens. And then you start looking for trades to the upside. and that way you'll be able to make consistent profit on a particular token before the trend ends. And one thing you need to have at the back of your mind is the trend is your friend until it is broken. The trend is your friend until it is broken. And we did this with River. Okay, we've done it with a lot of other tokens like I think Brooklyn 4 and a lot of other tokens that were few days ago that were on the top gainers list. We've done it again and again and again. So I come in here, look for tokens that are just coming up, some that have pumped already, and if I can see pullbacks and retracement on those chart, on the chart here on TradingView, I'll go back to the exchange and start looking for entries, and that is how you can be able to take trades to the upside and start making money in the market. I hope this video is helpful. If it is, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already, and then hit the notification bell so that whenever we publish new videos like this, you'll be the first to be notified. And don't forget again, go and sign up on ST Exchange. Join us on Telegram. The link will be in the video description, or check out my bio for that, and take advantage of all the free signals we share there every day. I'll see you guys in my next video.